angry guy here, and Tyrone is trying to police who passport bros can date and marry. Now, we've talked about Tyrone many times. Tyrone, Pookie, Ray Ray, Enrique, Miguel, Pancho. You know, they love little Pancho. Women love little Pancho. But, you know, we talk about these men and we talk about the reasons why they're so furious at the passport kings. Granted, little Pancho, I didn't know this. You know, MK Fitness talked about this. He pointed this out that little Pancho, he doesn't have to really worry about child support or those things because unless they could find him and hold on to him, he'll just go down to the flea market. I thought he'd just go across the border. No, no, no. He doesn't have to do that anymore. He'll just go down to the flea market, according to MK Fitness, get himself a new ID and a new social security number, and he's back in business. You know, so I mean, with the exception of Little Pancho, because Little Pancho, you know, he has a system, he has people. With the exception of Little Pancho, these other men have a lot to be worried about because they're going to have to face accountability for the things they've done. They're going to have to start paying for their kids. You know, Tyrone is lashing out at the passport kings. He's basically trying to depolice right now, determining who they're able to be allowed to be physically intimate with, who they're allowed to date, who they're allowed to marry. Let's just jump into the video because he's dude is upset.
Man. This is way low, bro. You see what I'm saying? This is way low. You got these guys out here in Thailand, dating porn stars and hookers, bro. These passport bros. I mean, it just keeps getting worse every time I fucking turn on this YouTube fucking goddamn. I mean, bruh. You got this guy, Travelversity, dating a porn star, and he's parading around like she's a regular girl. Bruh, how embarrassing is this shit, bro? There's nobody around to shame this guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody around to shame this passport, bro. Like, bro, like this your woman basically had multiple dicks inside of her mouth on camera, getting fucked. You know what I'm saying? Too. You see what I'm saying? And you basically is in a relationship with this female. How desperate are you, bro? The men of that country do not want her. So why do you want her, bro? The men of that country say, nah, I'm done with this. We spit her out, and then you want to come along and take her in. You want to wife up. Well, I ain't going to say wife up, but you want to get into a relationship with a female that's a porn star, bro. What's next? Are you going to marry this porn star? Bruh, if I would have found out that the woman I'm dating is a porn star, or she was on film sucking dick and getting fucked, it would have been curtains for you and me right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? So one of you guys showed me where she was. I mean, I knew she was on Pornhub and stuff like that, man. But I saw the video. I mean, bro, this is embarrassing for a lot of you passport bros, bro. You're supposed to be going out there finding traditional submissive wives, and you out here fucking and getting into relationships with porn stars. Women that are dirty, bro. This is these bitches are dirty, bro. And you fucking, let's get into a relationship. Come on. It's like, bro, you can't control your emotions like that, though, bro. Right? You can't get into a relation. You can't, like, say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to be in a relationship with a porn star or a prostitute. You see what I'm saying? It's like, these guys, these passport bros are low value men. And I'm gonna tell you why they're low value men. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you why they're low value men, man. You know, they're low value men because they fall in love with hookers and prostitutes very easily, bro. You see what I'm saying? They fall in love with women that are not wanted by the men of their society, bro. So if you look at a lot of these women that are bar girls and prostitutes, they're not being wifed up by their men. So you kind of like go along with the crowd. Like you gotta ask a question like, okay, why is the men of that country not wifing this female up?
Guys, so this guy, you can see that this Tyrone is furious. He is hurting. He's just pumping out one video after another video, going after the passport bros, furious at the passport kings for going overseas, finding a quality wife, finding a quality woman who will cook, clean, make sure their balls are empty and their bellies are full. He's upset about this. This guy is furious about this. I mean, he is literally out here dick policing, and the reason why he's doing this is because accountability is now coming for him. Something I didn't, there's a lot of things I don't know. And this is why I say I learn from other men. Guys, this is some of y'all are like angry. You're doing wonders. How do you have all of this knowledge? Guys, a lot of I've learned from experience. But I actually learned from a lot of men. I learned from a lot of the experiences from men who talk about their experiences on the channel. There's so many guys that just pop up in the comments and they tell me about their experiences, and we'll go back and forth, and I will learn from their experiences. Like, oh, okay, so this is what's happening. That's what's happening over there. Oh, this is, and it's so large. I've got Indian men on the channel, so the Indian man will pop up, and the Indian man will say, no, 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 don't think you will come here and find something better than Keisha. Do you know what is happening here? Do you know what is happening here? Okay? Don't think Shangri-La is going to treat you any better. And so the Indian man will pop up and he'll break it down for me. He'll explain exactly what's going on over there and why they have their own version of Keisha. Okay, they have Karen and Keisha, but Karen and Keisha are the same person. So you're like, okay, oh, holy crap! I thought I was gonna get me an Indian girl. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm not gonna mess around over there. They really. What's the name of that show? Wilding Out. They're wilding out over there. I'm not gonna mess around with that. And then another man will pop up from Brazil, and he'll say, "Listen, brothers, don't come over here. Don't come over here either. All right, this is a feminist society over here. Okay, the same stuff that you're experiencing over there in America. You think that you're seeing all these big bottom girls over here. You're like, oh my goodness, look at that. Look how big and juicy that bottom is. They're like, you don't want any of that. You don't want any of it. They'll put your hands behind your back very quickly and have you up on the pavement. Don't come over here, okay? Don't let the commercials and the infomercials and the videos of festivals fool you. This is a terrible place to live. Stay the heck out of Brazil. You have been warned. You have been warned. So there's a lot of knowledge going around now where we learn from we learn from other men. Smart men learn from their own mistakes. Wise men learn from the mistakes of others. One of the things I learned recently is quite interesting. So this Tyrone that is crying his eyes out, he's hurting. He gets drunk very often and cries into his cell phone camera. Evidently, he's a homeless man living in L.A. He evidently lives in his car. He has an addiction. He has an addiction problem, and he's he puts out these videos one after the other because accountability is now coming for him. They say I was told that he's an Uber driver. Makes sense. And could you imagine how bad that car must smell if he's living in there? And what's interesting about that is that I never knew this, but evidently, if you are behind on child support, not only can they take your Not only can they take your driver's license away, I didn't know this, they can also take away professional licenses. And you in like place in certain places you need a special kind of license. For example, in New York, you need like a TCL license just to drive for Uber. I know it's insane, right? Check this out. Past due more than 4 months after a court hearing, your state issued professional, occupational, business, or recreational licenses, permits, or registrations may be suspended when your account is more than 4 months past due. I had no idea. So this is the policy when you are more than 4 months behind on child support. They will make your life miserable. They will make it very difficult for you to even travel. Okay? They'll make it hard for you to travel. They'll even make it hard for you to work. So they'll suspend your licenses. They'll suspend your licenses. They'll suspend your business. So, guys, I never knew this. So I'm guessing. So what? They can go after what your LLC. They can take away your LLC protection, bro. Why in the world would anyone ever get married? Why would you even have children in this type of environment? You would have to be out of your damn mind to have children in the United States. You have to be out of your damn mind to have children in the United States. Anyone of value, anyone who has common sense, anyone who is a reasonable person would stay far away from America. Stay far away from America. Stay far away from relationships in America, westernized societies. Stay far away from these societies. If you want to date, if you want to have a relationship, if you really want to risk it and have kids, you do that overseas, and you do not bring her back to the United States under any circumstance whatsoever. But you can see that Tyrone is furious because he's going to have to pay for those kids now, all those illegitimate children out there that the black community has been taking care of. Not just the black community. You have a lot of white dudes walking around with these children, acting like these single mothers and these black children acting like they got gold. And it's like it just breaks my heart because I'm like, dude, if you just step foot outside of Western society, you're like in the top 5% of men. There's this white guy and it just pisses me the hell off. There's this white guy that's like 7 feet tall. I'm not exaggerating, guys. This guy is like 7 feet tall. And he has a YouTube channel with his wife and their children. His wife was a single mother who had a bunch of children, who had like a bunch of children from a black man. She's a black woman. She had a bunch of children from a black man. He went, met this woman, married this single mother, took those children as his own, and then I think he maybe had one kid with her or something like that. And he's and like they have like a house and he's like showing like this is the life he has, and I'm like, bro, this is so sad. This is so sad. Like my heart is just broken. This is so damn sad. And this guy he's a very good looking guy. He's like 7 feet tall. I think he's in his 30s. And 30s or very early 40s. He's very muscular. If I could find him, I would show. He's basically a Viking. And if this was 1,000 years ago, he would have his pick of any woman. He would have his pick of any woman 1,000 years ago in Europe. He would have his absolute pick. Go back 1,000 years ago, back to the days of the Vikings. He would have his pick. And I don't. The Vikings were they around 1,000 years ago? Or was that a bit more than 1,000 years ago? But you get what I mean. And this is what men have been reduced to. And then of course you have women in the comments like, "Yas, queen, yas, that's what you deserve, queen. That's what you deserve." And I'm like, it takes a real man to be a real father. Okay, you're a real dad. You're not a stepfather. You're not a stepdad. You're a step up dad. You stepped up to the plate when these other men out here couldn't do it. Okay, and this is why Tyrone is crying. Because these men aren't doing it anymore. These men aren't being step-up dads anymore. The black guys have learned their lesson, so they're leaving, and the white guys are starting to learn their lesson, and they're picking up too. So I tell you guys, this video is not just directed at the black guys; it's also directed at the white guys. All right. It's directed at the white guys because he says passport bros. He's furious with the black guys because the black guys has been cleaning up the mess in the community for a long time, but the white guys are leaving too, and a lot of white guys get mixed up in this nonsense. So he's pissed off with everyone. He's pissed off with everyone that all of these men are now leaving, and he's going to be held accountable. They're going to take away his license or whatever he needs to drive. You know, he's going to start going to food banks and pantries. They're going to turn him away. You know, like he goes to a homeless shelter. They scan his ID. They're like, "Nah, man, you're behind on your child support. We can't let you in here." He's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "No, no, no. Listen, man, we can't let you. We can't let you in here. It's just how it is, man. All right. If you don't leave, we will have to call the police. All right, all right, all right. Okay, guys, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised in the future when the state law starts saying that you can't you can't buy alcohol. You can't buy alcohol if you're behind on child support. This guys, it's coming. It's coming. Mm. I mean, because very soon, this is what they'll do. This is what they'll do. They'll start to say that if you want to purchase, if you want to purchase alcohol, you're going to have to not only show your ID, but your ID is going to have to be scanned. All right. So all of these places, all of these stores are going to have to be able to scan your ID, but they'll make it easy for them. They'll give you an app. So these stores, they can download an app to a smartphone, register as a store that sells alcohol, and just a couple presses of them, so they don't even have to get any special advanced machinery. And I mean, they can, but in many cases they won't. If they need to, they can just use a cell phone or a tablet, and it will scan the ID, take a picture of the ID, it'll scan the ID, and it'll run it through a database. It might even use some form of NFC, whatever, and it will determine whether or not this person is up to date, if they're allowed to consume alcohol. So for example, let's say you're on parole, and you're not allowed to drink. Oh, I'll say, nah, man, you're on parole, you're not allowed to have alcohol. That's a part of your probation. So yeah, you can't be out, you can't have alcohol, or you're behind on your child support. Yeah, so no alcohol for you, man. You need to get up to date with the child support. And here's the thing: even you get up to date with the child support, and they still say that you can't have alcohol because they're like, listen, man, you're not even. You know what? We're not gonna let you drink because you drink, you don't work, so you're not allowed to drink at all. We can restrict it. Like, check this out, guys. If you fall behind on your child support and you don't have a passport, they can restrict you from getting a passport. So they cannot take your passport away, but they can prevent you from renewing your passport or getting a passport if you don't already have one. And then even if you get up to date on your child support, they can still turn around and ask, why do you want a passport? So they can prevent you. So even if you were behind on your child support, and you didn't, and they wouldn't let you get a passport, and then you get up to date on your child support, they can still turn around and say that, yeah, they can still fight with you over getting a passport. This is some real, this is y'all, this is slavery. This is slavery. I, I, you got Tyrone out here trying to police these men. Of course he is. He's furious. He's furious because his golden spoon, his silver spoon, is walking away. So he's hurting. He's hurting. He's crying. He's breaking down. He's throwing a tantrum because that good life is going away. He's gonna have to take care of those kids. He's gonna end up in prison for those kids. He's gonna end up in prison because he fell behind on child support. They're gonna take away his commissary. It's hard because you're locked up in jail, prison. You can't, and the only thing that helps you get by a lot of time is going to commissary and being able to make your meals in there. And what are they doing? They're taking that money away. They'll take any money he makes in prison or any money he has put on his books. They'll snatch it out immediately, and that'll go towards child support. So oh, you're a real bad boy. You're behind on your child support. You're a real bad boy. No food for you. No bonus. No candy. No cookies. No ramen noodles. Ramen noodles are very, very important in prison because ramen noodles serve as the base for a lot of different foods. For example, you want to make pizza. You want to make pizza in prison. Ramen noodles. I mean, if you can make pizza, you can make bread, you can make all kinds of things, and then you use those things to do a lot of different things. I mean, this is just how it is. Like, they have prison chef, prison cooks. These men know how to really throw down. But if you don't have anything, if they strip you of everything in prison, I mean, it's a living hell. You can't even no commissary for you, nothing, nothing. You know, telling you, man, it's a hard knock life for Tyrone. It's a hard knock life for Tyrone. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. By the way, guys, don't forget that I have a channel called Angry. It's where I discuss gaming, anime, geek stuff, nerd stuff, real world stuff, and whatever else interests me. You can go and check it out. There's a link to it in the description of the video. So go and support my work. Poor little Tyrone. It's his heart. His heart can't take any more. What do you guys think about everything we discussed here today? Let me know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, man, walking away, and cheers.